Got some chocolate. What's up, party animals? Hope you're all doing well today. This video is gonna be a little bit of a different one. Something that I've been pretty vocal about in my past YouTube videos and live streams is my hatred for phones and social media and all that kind of stuff. Social media and smartphones are probably one of the worst things that have ever happened to humans as a whole. They just cause so much unhappiness in all of our lives, and I feel like all of us would be so much better off without them. And I have felt that way personally. Like, my phone is just kind of bringing down my overall happiness in life, and I definitely struggle with being like addicted to my phone, which sounds super like weird and like almost embarrassing to say, but I feel like that's how the majority of people nowadays are, whether they're my age or way younger or even way older. There's a lot of older people who struggle with the phone thing too. Our society is now set up in a way where you kind of have to be on your phone all the time. But that being said, that is exactly what they want you to think. Oh, but I can't not have my phone because what if there's an emergency? How will I check the weather or take pictures? There absolutely is a way to live without being addicted to your phone, and that is exactly what this video is going to document the process of. The first thing we have to acknowledge is that there are some essential functions that our phone does. Texting is kind of essential in the modern world, as much as I do kind of hate texting because it's so impersonal and inhuman. The ability to call people is even more essential in my opinion. Talking and actually hearing somebody's voice and communicating with them like that is much more close to a real human experience than just looking at words on a screen. So this one's obviously specific to me and what I do, but I kind of need a way to upload short form content. And this actually ends up being one of the reasons why I use my phone a lot, because I'll go on TikTok or I'll go on Instagram to upload a video, and then all the other videos are just right there. The For You page is right in your face. So you end up scrolling for like 15-20 minutes without even realizing it. That's the thing right there. Okay, so I was answering a text message on my phone and my brain immediately just goes to like, open up Instagram, open up TikTok. Oh, well, I didn't open up TikTok. I'm not really a big TikTok person in general, but Instagram more so. This is a perfect example of what this video is trying to defeat. So I wrote down a list of all of the other main essential functions that I use my phone for. The camera feature is really nice because whatever you're doing, if you want to capture the moment, you just really easily pull out your phone and do it. But the thing is, I have so many actual cameras. The camera that you're in right now, for example, this one, this one, this one, this one, and that's also kind of why I'm doing this in the first place, right? In an effort to create more and consume less. If I have a camera with me at all times, it's going to force me to be more creative and take more pictures in general. Admittedly, this one's going to be tough. Probably one of the best things about the advancements of smartphones and technology is the fact that you have a map that talks to you while you're driving and literally tells you exactly where to go. But in all actuality, all of the places near me that I go to usually, I don't need my phone for. So I actually use my notes app a lot. I write down video ideas and song ideas and just other random stuff that I think about. But let's be honest, the notes app is literally just a virtual notebook. And I have been using this notebook a lot more recently to write down all that kind of stuff anyways. The main problem is that this doesn't really fit in your pocket, so we might have to do something about that. Okay, so music is another one that's going to be really hard because I do love the option to be able to listen to whatever music I want at whatever time of the day. However, I am a pretty big believer in bringing back physical music media, like CDs and vinyls and cassettes and all that kind of stuff. So what are the actual options that we have here? There are two main ones that I can think of. The first one is the most drastic. It's something that I've been contemplating for a long time, just straight up getting a flip phone. If I do that, it eliminates all of the other options that a smartphone provides. The problem with this, however, is that I kind of do still need a smartphone to some capacity for uploading shorts, because I don't think that you can do that on Instagram on the computer and TikTok on the computer. So definitely, at least for that feature, I kind of have to hang out on my smartphone. But option two is a little bit more on the reasonable side. I just delete literally all the non-essential apps off my phone, put it in black and white mode, delete all of the dopamine rush of everything that's on there. I think this is what I'm gonna go with first, just to see if it works. And if it doesn't work, we just get a flip phone. It feels really weird to delete apps and delete stuff off of here because you have this mindset of like, I've invested so much time and energy and effort into these things. It feels so weird, man. I don't know why it feels so weird, but it just feels like uncomfortable deleting all this stuff. All right, so I've deleted mostly everything. It all fits onto one page now. And also we're gonna go black and white mode. There we go, that's taken care of now. So obviously the glaring problem here is that I still have all the social media apps on my phone available to use. And I could use some sort of screen time blocker app thing, but honestly, I feel like I'm just gonna try to hold myself accountable and just really watch over my screen time, which I'll show you right now. Is already not good. It's already 2 hours for the day. It's like 1:30 p.m. and it's 2 hours. It is crazy how it adds up like that. So what I'm gonna do right now is go and eat some lunch without my phone, which is something I usually do anyways. I don't bring my phone with me when I eat lunch. And then when I come back, I'm gonna record my cymbals for a little mini kit that I've been procrastinating making for a while. So I was working on my kit for a little bit, and then we watched Game 7, Thunder versus Nuggets. Then I had dinner and just enjoyed the outdoors a little bit. Our garden's growing pretty good. It was a bit of a gloomy day, but hey, you know, sometimes that's okay. You need a few of those. So next day I started off with some yogurt, of course. I did a little bit of work, and then I had some lunch, of course. Same thing every day, chicken and rice. It never gets old. I love eating chicken and rice. I also put some vegetables in there usually as well. Gotta get those micronutrients. And then later in the day, me and Coleman ended up filming a little sound launch video where we made ice cream flavors. You should definitely go check that out.
Colin and Samir.
We just filmed a sound launch video, and we were just talking about screen time.
Did you see me?
Yeah.
Hello! I'm over here!
He's over there. You said, what was your screen time yesterday?
Hour and a half.
2 hours, 24 minutes.
That's really good.
The hardest part is being able to keep the screen time low when you have nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cinnamon Charge Crunch. I got some Cinnamon Charge Crunch here, as you guys can see. Cinnamon Charge Crunch. I'm doing some after dinner editing of the podcast clips because I didn't get as much work done as I wanted to earlier, so we're going to try to get a bunch of these clips done because I have a flight to catch back home tomorrow, so I got to try to get as much done as possible before then. Okay, I don't know for sure if you can see me because this camera doesn't have a flip out screen, but I just finished doing all the clips for our last podcast episode. But the one thing that I feel like I definitely need to do right now is go for a run. I'm going to try to go for 6 miles. What the Good morning, day 3 today. I have to pack my bag. I didn't really get a chance to do that last night because I ran 6.2 miles. I ran a 10K. But my flight is in like 4 hours, so I definitely have to pack. Also, I did totally wake up this morning and just kind of scroll on my phone for a while because I didn't really want to get up and pack and everything. So guilty as charged. My screen time is probably going to be a little higher today. So before my flight, we went and had a little breakfast. I had a yogurt bowl. You know, just some things never change, even if I go to a restaurant. Then got to the airport, had to go through TSA and all that jazz. Then I just kind of chilled out, waiting for my flight. I was reading my Rick Rubin book and got some tropical smoothie cafe. Oh yeah, and then I also paid $7 for these bad boys right here, which that's just airport pricing for you. I also expected this flight to just be smooth sailing, business as usual, but it ended up being a whole fiasco, and the plane landed like 6 hours late after a whole bunch of delays, and I was also surrounded by a bunch of crying babies, which is always great. The first day back at home, I was honestly exhausted after the flight, so I just kind of spent the whole day chilling, hanging out with my family. My little siblings were showing me their Rubik's Cube skills. Wow. Then on Friday, I actually got a chance to hang out with my friends. There's Logan. We went out to eat at this pretty cool place that has like a rooftop view type of deal. The next day I met back up with Logan and we wanted to go take some pictures because Logan has this pretty sick new camera. We ended up getting some pretty cool shots and finding some cool stuff like this swan boat thing. And we ended up going to eat at this little Swedish pub place called Stockholm's, which was really good actually. This next day was pretty eventful. It started off with starting up the grills because we were going to have a big barbecue. My grandpa's kind of the barbecue master. My little siblings are also all doing Duolingo, which I think is really cool. Then at some point I decided to break out the guitar and do a little jam sesh by myself outside. Then I just spent some time outside with my siblings, playing some sports and whatnot. Then we finally ate and we had some pie, which my mom is really struggling to open here, and some vanilla ice cream, of course. My Nana came over to our house and we ended up playing Uno, which is always a lot of fun. It's always a little stressful too. We start off the next morning making some banana pancakes. My youngest little brother, he always loves helping my mom cook stuff. Then a little bit later we went to visit my Nana, but me and my little brother and my mom went to the store first.
Scan coupon now. Touch the continue button if finished.
The next day me and my mom had an errand we had to run, and we ended up stopping at this little flower plant nursery place, which was super cool. It was awesome just seeing all the cool plants and all the cool garden stuff that they had laying around. Then later on, we all went to my little brother's game. We also went to the park there, and I realized I'm probably a little too big for all of this playground apparatus, but hey, you know, you're never too big to be a kid at heart. And then for dinner, my little sister helped me make some chicken, because that's what I do best, making chicken and rice. So this next day was sadly the day before I had to go back to Oklahoma. However, I did get a chance to hang out with Logan and my boy Cyerson, who I haven't seen in a long time. Just kind of meandered around Best Buy. We went to a little CD and record store. I didn't actually find anything, but I was kind of looking for some CDs though. Did you know? And finally, on my last day at home, me and my siblings went to this little smoothie place that was really good. We also stumbled upon another plant nursery, which this one was really cool and had some really interesting stuff. Like strawberry mint, for example. I have never heard of that before. And they had a lot of other really cool plants too. And finally, sadly, it was time for my grandpa to take me to the airport to catch my flight back to Oklahoma. It's always very difficult going back after being home for a while, but you know, at the end of the day, I do have stuff I gotta work on, and I gotta get back to the house that I, pay rent for and everything. So we made it to the airport, and I just kind of chilled for a while. I wrote some stuff down in my tiny notebook. This was after my little siblings taught me how to solve a Rubik's Cube, so all I could think about was, man, I wish I had a Rubik's Cube right now, because I actually did legitimately sit here for like an hour and a half, not on my phone at all. But my flight back home to Oklahoma was pretty late, so it was just kind of smooth sailing. No weird complications or anything this time. This is not the best angle, I'll admit. As you can see, I'm back in Oklahoma now. I got in very late last night. My flight arrived at like 12:15 a.m. But when I was back at home, I realized how much easier it is to not be on my phone because there's always kind of something to do. When I'm here at the house, there's just a lot more downtime. But actually, one of the things that we did while I was there, which I realize now is actually kind of going to be huge for me in this whole journey, my little siblings actually taught me how to solve a Rubik's Cube. And it's kind of just like the perfect fidget, brain-focused thing so that I don't have to be on my phone. Granted, I'm not very good, but I'm gonna solve it on camera so you guys can see that I do in fact know how to solve it now. Got it. I am a genius. Yeah, basically, so I can solve Rubik's Cube now. Anyways, since I haven't been here for 9 days, I have no groceries, so I need to go to the store and get some chicken and some yogurt and some other various things. Grocery list on the notepad because I'm not bringing my phone. Let's go. I was just about to leave, but then I ran back inside because I remembered one of the things I brought from home was a couple CDs, which is perfect because if I don't bring my phone with me places, I don't have music in the car, but now I do. It's pretty funny how now when I go to the grocery store, it's almost just like second nature to leave my phone behind, because when it comes down to it, I really don't need my phone to go to the store. There's no actual reason, especially now that I can actually listen to music in the car without my phone. So obviously once I got back from the store, I had to make a bunch of food because I was kind of starving because I had no food in the house. And you guessed it, I made chicken and rice, which I ate outside because it was a beautiful day, and I also brought my Rubik's Cube with me, of course. Then I also just kind of got the random inspiration to record the piano because nobody was home, so I figured why not. I still haven't used this piano recording for anything. Maybe I will at some point, but just the idea of sitting down and actually making music, whether it turns into something or not, is really important, I feel like. Alright, so today's been a little bit of a stressful day, so I haven't done as good about not being on my phone. I am going to do something that does not require me to be on my phone right now. Fix up this pedal. Okay, today is Friday, June 5th? 6th. I think it's the 6th. I just got home and realized I have a package. I got some fuel for my new addiction. I first of all got a mini speed cube, as you can see. It turns so strangely. But the cool thing about this speed cube is that it's also a keychain, so I can put it on my keys. There it is. Fits pretty well on there, honestly. And then we also got the Pro one here. Of course, every time I film, people are just mowing their lawns. Always. Oh yeah, that is so smooth. This is gonna do wonders for my new Rubik's Cube addiction. Then the reason I'm holding a fresh pair of And1s here is because we all joined a basketball league, which is definitely gonna be interesting. Okay everyone, I think it's about time that I updated you guys with this video. Admittedly, I started out this video pretty gung-ho, I was pretty into it, but then after I got back home from the trip, my overall enthusiasm went a little bit downhill, and also it was actually a lot harder to be off of my phone because there's just a lot more downtime here. And so here and there I did kind of struggle with being on my phone a little bit too much, but honestly I feel like recently I've kind of gotten into a pretty decent place. And I've been really trying to think of a good way to close out this video. When I started, I feel like the idea that I had in mind for the ending of the video was my phone addiction is totally cured and everything's fine and my life is perfect. But although my phone addiction is far better than when I started this video, I wouldn't say it's totally cured. It's not gonna be totally cured until I just straight up get a flip phone. I've realized that by now. There are certain things that's really hard not to use my phone for, but there are other things that I've kind of just adopted into my daily life. For example, I do in fact bring this camera everywhere with me now. This little notebook has also become a massive part of my daily life. I don't know if you can see, but I already have it filled up with a bunch of different stuff in there. So yeah, I also just bring this everywhere with me now too. Also started reading again. I found Game of Thrones at the Goodwill for $2. I also just exclusively listen to CDs in my car now. I'm still looking for a normal CD player to put in my room. And overall, I would say I'm just a lot better at not using my phone. The other day, my screen time was 24 minutes, which I'm incredibly proud of. So yeah, I came a long way, and honestly, I could just leave the video at that and say, hey, look how much better I've gotten. But the perfectionist YouTube guy in me would like to have some sort of definitive conclusion to this video, and this thing right here kind of gave me an idea. So my best time solving the Rubik's Cube is 51 seconds. However, I do kind of struggle to get below 1 minute consistently, and it made me realize that it's kind of similar to the phone. Like I can get under 1 hour of screen time every once in a while, but I struggle to kind of do it consistently. So my goal for today, for this to be the final day I'm filming this phone video, and I'm going to get under 1 hour of screen time, and I'm going to get under a 50-second solve on the Rubik's Cube. Those are my final tasks to make this video complete. Alright. Okay. 57. That's not bad. Can we shave off 7 seconds from that, is the question. Okay. 48. Alright, so there's my first goal achieved, less than 50-second solve, and now we need less than 1 hour of screen time. So this day I actually started working on another Forever Green song, which is going to be pretty exciting, and I don't really think that I would have done this if I was just scrolling on my phone. Also, you guys should be getting a full video of me making this song very soon as well, so look out for that. And I'm just going to shut up because this is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Good morning, ladies and gents. I am eating my morning yogurt in my room specifically today because I'm working on some stuff and it's also very rainy outside. 40 minutes yesterday, which means that both of our goals here are completed and I can finally end this video. It feels kind of weird because I've been working on it for so long and I don't know if this video is just gonna feel super disjointed and super out of place, but I'm just putting it out anyways because I just want to share this journey with you guys. The main goals going into it were to feel like more of a human, which I feel like I do now, to make more music, which I have been actually. I've been writing a lot more. I think I've definitely been more productive and I've gotten more stuff done. And overall, I do just feel a little bit better in life. I feel like everything's a little bit less stressful for some reason. This is kind of just an ongoing journey and it's going to be something that I'm going to be tackling for the next probably year or so. But I really think that all the stuff that I did in this video is a really solid foundation for me to build off of. So overall, I think this journey was a success, even if it was just kind of a weird video. But nonetheless, I hope you all enjoyed it and I urge you to try something like this for yourself. Stay safe out there and I will see you all in the next video.